My desk is a mess. So, anyways, here we are. Here we are. Tuesday Night Live here at the headquarters of MT Knives. I don't know what you guys can see, what you can't see. Hopefully, you don't see all the secret stuff. How's it going? How's everybody doing? Hopefully, where our live don't get interrupted this week. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, so phone calls won't interrupt this week's stream. All sorts of fun stuff. All sorts of fun stuff. Another week come and gone. My little 2, 4, 6 block or whatever that is. So, where are we? Where are we at? What is this cord? Oh, another Garmin cord. It's about time. I'm pretty bad about losing stuff. So the way I fix that is I have multiples of things that I need instead of just not losing stuff anymore. Gave up on that a long time ago. I have a special talent losing stuff. Now I just got to figure out some way to monetize it right. So it's been a good week. Yesterday, howdy. Yesterday, I got in a shipment, a large shipment, mini splits for my shop. I say mini splits plural because I'm going to install 2 separate units. Yeah, so that's just kind of how that's going to work. So, anyways, I was hoping to get one of them kind of started today, but that didn't happen. I had a business call, and things just took longer than I wanted it to. So, I was going to. Problem is, too, get the cart before the horse like I do. I'd rather not install the mini splits yet because I still don't have my steel on the outside, nor do I have the interior finished. However, I want nice cool air. So, what that means, I'm probably going to have to install the mini splits and then take stuff down and put it back up whenever I go to do the siding or the inside. So, yeah, not the preferred method, but hey, that's where we're at. Hopefully the audio is okay. I have a window unit going, so let me know if the audio is less than ideal. I could shut off the window unit. I'm kind of soft. I like it nice and comfortable when I work. I need paper towel. What else? Cheers. Um, Sounds good. Thanks. Good. Is that Phil? I think it's Phil. If not, I apologize. My eyeballs don't work great. Glad the sound is good because I don't really want to shut off the air conditioner. I'm trying to cool it down outside. So far, it's been working. Um, yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? We had a really nice day. Really nice day. I mean, I guess that was Sunday. Still looking around like paper towels are going to magically appear. Um, Beautiful day, and I wasn't expecting it. Sometimes it's nice to get something you wasn't expecting, like a beautiful weather day when you're expecting hot. Nice thing about low expectations is it's easy to be happy about things like that, you know? What else? Thought about maybe talking about setting goals. Um, what kind of goals do you guys set? I was listening to something talking about setting goals, and well, I'll just tell you, I hired a coach for my running, and talking about setting goals. And obviously, I've set a goal of running a sub 4 hour marathon, and a lot of times, um, I like to set lofty goals. I think for some people that would be discouraging when you fail to meet your goals. However, I guess kind of going back to the low expectations, if you know that your goal is going to take time, um, I like. So, funny story, change the subject for a second. Um, there was a gentleman who tuned pianos, and he was blind, and he would he couldn't stand he couldn't stand the keys to be dirty, or like any kind of dirt or whatever distracted him from his job. There's all this stuff anymore. Everybody's autistic, right? um, or on the spectrum. You self-diagnose, and so yeah, one of my things is I don't like I like to I like a clean work area. Although I am not the person to typically have a clean work area, but I do see the value in it. It's a lot easier to get work done. It's more conducive to get work done when you have a nice clean work area. This is one thing that bothers me about diamond stones is I have not had a diamond stone yet that doesn't get stuff on the stone that seems to not come off. There's these spots. I don't know where the stone gets loaded up. You don't even necessarily like. I don't feel it necessarily with my finger, but I feel it with the blade of the knife. So I have a love-hate relationship with diamond stones. Eventually, the price for vitrified diamond stones will come down, and that's kind of the best of both worlds. I've used some pretty nice vitrified stones. Anyways, back to the goal setting. There's different types of goals. It's good to set multiple goals. Um, now I can't remember the three type of goals there are. Now that I'm trying to talk about it, which is good because I mean, sometimes when you learn something, if you teach somebody else or tell somebody else about it, it helps you memorize it. Um, there's like performance goals. So for me, like the sub 4 hour marathon. And with goals, it's good to not just only have a goal, but state a time, like when you plan on accomplishing your goal. And I forget what the other two type of goals are. But basically, like say, and like having A, B, and C goals. Like, so my ultimate goal is a sub 4 hour marathon. I know that that's probably not realistic for this year, given where I'm at currently. So I'll try to set a more reasonable goal. Like my personal best marathon was just a little over 5 hours. So I'll probably strive to, and when I get closer to the event and I know more where I'm at, be easier to set down a more solid goals for A, B, and C. But it'll probably be something like a 4.5 hour marathon or 4 hours and 15 minutes. Um, we'll see. Do you have an online shop you sell your wooden spoons? So my son has some spoons, and they are not on the website right now. But if you'd like to email me, patrick@mtknives.net, we can send you some pictures of currently what we have and prices. I know that he was wanting me to. He got some really nice canisters that he made, cups with a lid out of, I think, cedar. I know he's got at least two of those that he last week was like, hey, do you want to sell these during your live? And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe we'll just post them online. And we haven't posted them yet. So, what else? So, there's goals like that. And then there's goals that's like not necessarily performance based goals. Like, I want to complete the marathon and have a good attitude the entire time. Say, whatever. I guess that's still kind of performance, isn't it? Yeah, I'm gonna have to refreshen up on all the three types of goals. But anyways, the whole point is it's good to have more than one goal. We bought the beaver top wood spoon. Hey, cool. Oh, trying to remember which one that was. Let's see. Tree topping. Tree topping. Skedaddles. Got hair on my stone. So, anyways, they also say you should write down your goals, which I write down some stuff, but most of the stuff I write down, I never look at again. I have an entire list of things that I've written down in my phone that I don't look at. Sometimes I look at it and I think, what was I writing? Because I'll write down something that I think I will like trigger my memory, and then yeah. So, anyways, that's kind of where I'm at this week. We got get those mini splits installed. Have some company coming in. Is that next week? Which will be fun. What else? Got some knives to send off. Hey, Scott, how's it going? You, I think it's right, Scott. You've been hiking any this summer, this spring? Um, the flies are bad in my shop. I don't like flies. Let's see. Just trying to think. Something else I thought about, or as today I heard a guy talking about, and it's got me thinking a lot. So this guy was talking about restaurants, and he was talking about how there's this really nice high end restaurant went out of business, shut down, and then another nice fancy restaurant opened up. They went out of business, and it. Then he talked about how there's a diner in town that serves burgers and your regular greasy spoon dive whatever, and they've been in business for a long time, still in business. And it got me to thinking, I really enjoy doing the higher end work. I enjoy making the nicest knives possible. Um, but at the same time, the the difficulties of finding customers for that, and let's see, finally caught another. Let's see, not much this summer. Some in the spring, nice. The Bill Davis. Um, I remember. I always thought that he could charge more for his knives. He did good work. Did really good work. But didn't. Um, I feel like he did really good work, but at the same time too, um, his price was reasonable, and he really cranked out the knives. And he was talking about how a lot of these nicer makers, or higher end makers, um, would come on hard times, economy gets rough or whatever, and they would end up out of business. And it really got me thinking, because with this last batch of knives, I've really struggled with the quality that I want to put out, and it's creating a barrier. And so I was thinking today, I was like, I need to just crank out some knives that. And the other thing is too, like I want to involve my sons in the business, and I know that they're not going to put out the quality that I want, at least not for the foreseeable future. So anyway, I say all that to say, like, I'm trying to figure out how to put out some knives that are not, different tiers of knives where um, more user field grade type knives. Um, so I don't know. There's all the logistics of. I still feel the need to finish the knives that I'm currently working on. Um, but I don't know. It's the struggles of running your business and then running into problems that you can't just fix overnight. So, and then I'm like, well, what does that mean? Like, what type of steel will I use? What type of handle material will I use? Because at the end of the day, like a lot of handle material I use um, is anywhere from $30, $40 to $60, $70 per knife. Um, and when you got that much in just the handle material, and then you got the steel and the time and everything else, like you're not going to sell that knife for a very low price. Um, where I could get some nice handle material, um, probably get somewhere down in the $10 to $20 range per knife or less. Ah! Red Flyer Media. Rebecca, I'm glad that you got a new mirror. Don't worry about mailing it back. It's not that big of a deal. Just bring it by when you come by next time or when you're in the area. Or I'll pick it up when I go down to, maybe I'll pick it up when I go down to Texas this fall. Um, they should have their own line, lower cost. Um, yeah, and I've thought about that. Um, the thing is their line is probably not going to be all their line. I mean, I would, I'd be probably doing some of the work on them, but I'm looking forward to seeing how that works out um, because I think that would be really good. Because both of my boys are now too at a point where they need to be. Um, my wife and I were just talking about like trying for them to like buy a place, and I look at my children and think, man, like land is so expensive, housing is so expensive. It's it almost looks unattainable, and I know it's possible. It's just going to take them a lot of hard work and a lot of savings, because it just seems like it's changed so much in the last 40 years, 30 years. Um, Even in the last 10 years, the cost of getting into property is just astronomically gone up. Let's see. Different tier knives. And the multi counselors are safety. That's true. Amen. Oh, amen. That's good. Yes. Um, yeah. So, jigs, I've tried them. There's places I use jigs, but I bought like I bought the mowing work grinded mowing platen and the mowing stuff. And if you don't know what that is, it's a it's a belt drive that goes on your knife grinder. And I thought I've they show guys like getting really nice finishes off it. Um, I got it. I was not impressed. I didn't like it. It sat here for a while, and I lent it to another friend of mine. He used it. He eh, had some problems with the belt cupping. Um, so, anyways, I got it back from him, and it's like it's very expensive. I think it was like $3,000 or $4,000, and I got it for the sole reason of thinking like one, I was hoping it would make some of my like grinding faster, and I was hoping that I would be able to use it for teaching the boys to help, or even like when I have classes and stuff like that. And I just I don't like it. I haven't been real happy with grinding jigs. I actually looked at the Walter Soros, the brick he called it or whatever, the block at Blade Show. And when I seen it in the videos, I was thinking, uh, that might be good. And then that thing is heavy. So part of the thing is first of all, jigs take time to set up. Um, the biggest problem is when you're grinding knives, if you're going to grind them efficiently, you need to have your grinder cranked up and you really hog away material. So then you have a problem of heat. So you need to be dunking your knife in the water to keep it from getting overheated. And when it's in a jig, that is more complicated to do. And I've tried misters on my belts, and that works somewhat. Um, but I haven't found a system that I really like that even holds a candle to freehand grinding. Um, so I like the idea of a jig, but I haven't found it to be effective. I guess it's kind of like with sharpening knives. There's all these systems out there. They have their limitations. You learn the skill, and it's faster and more efficient after you put in the time. So um, I kind of, I just kind of don't like jigs. And like I freehand sharpen, but for the knives, most knives I sell, I use a machine with a jig. But that actually is faster because I use multiple jigs and I work the batches. I work the knives through stages, and I can let them cool down while I'm sharpening the other knives. So, and that's the thing too. So, like a jig, a jig would be different too if they were cheap enough and abundant enough to use, a dozen of them or half a dozen of them or something. It would change the equation a little bit. So I don't know. I just haven't found a good system that I like. I thought about taking, you know, um, I thought about taking some classes from some other people. Um, I don't know, what is it? Battle horse knives, blind horse knives. I always forget. It's like battle horse knives, blind horse knives, and the other knife company. Um, they do some classes, I think. But I kind of like, I watch a lot of different knife makers, look at their systems and see how they're doing it. See if there's anything that I can gain from the way they make knives. So So we'll see. And jigs help more repeatable. Yeah. Yeah, jigs. I don't know, like I don't know. I'm not really sure. Jigs on the grinders for the bevels, I feel like I've had too many times where I've like screwed up knives or um, they. You would you would think it'd be pretty simple, um, and even when you're grinding freehand, you do things to the knife that you're like, how did that happen from what I was doing? And you learn. I've learned over time like how to manipulate the knife to get the material to remove where it needs to remove from. So yeah, I don't know. It's I know there's plenty of people who use jigs. Um, I have used them with mixed results, and so that's the I guess kind of the hard thing too is this once you get stuck in a way, um, what's the saying? It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. So originally, when I learned to make knives from Murray Carter, I learned one way, and then when I started working with Bill Davis, I seen how he made knives, and I was like, that's ridiculous. It's just there's no way that I could do it. Um, but after working with him for a while, I now grind knives the way that he does. Um, so it's all what you get used to. I guess I need to stop crying, maybe get some jigs and just make it work. But and that's the thing is too with my boys is maybe I teach them with jigs and they figure it out and that works for them and it's good, it's repeatable. And I just keep being a stubborn old man and grinding knives the way that I grind them. I don't know. Maybe the kids can teach me something. I took 1.5-inch angle and put a bolt in the back. Yeah, I've thought about doing that, or I have. I played around a little bit with making some jigs um, with angle iron or things. Uh, it just when I took a class, I took a knife making class in Texarkana, and they grind they freehand grind knives, but they would use a push stick, not a push stick, but basically you take a piece of wood and maybe shape it where it might be something like that, and the knife would sit on that little lip, and then you could push it into the wheel. And actually, I liked I liked that because you can exert a lot more force when grinding, and you don't burn your fingers. So I use a piece of leather when I'm grinding to kind of protect my hand. But even that, like, I start losing feeling or I get kind of numbness on my hands from grinding. When you're grinding lots of knives, the repeated heat probably does some nerve damage or something. Bill, I don't think he had any feeling in his hands. He'd have like water just boiling off the back of the knife, and he'd just grind away. It didn't phase him. So yeah, it's a never ending process of learning new ways and trying to figure out what works best. Um, and even in just running a business, you're always looking for ways to be more profitable, more efficient, um, put out better work. Um, so, anyways, that's kind of some things I was thinking about today. Hopefully get these mini splits up. I still got to finish. So the shop is still not closed in. Um, it's rain doesn't get in, but the ceiling's not quite finished, and I'm not going to be able to finish the ceiling for a bit because I need to get some more materials. Friend's supposed to bring it down. I don't know when, but then too, I probably have a solid week of or more to finish out the ceiling. So for now, I'm probably going to put up some temporary, uh, kind of seal it off so that I can run the mini splits, keep it cool in here. So, anyways, that's how my week was. Hope you guys had a good week. Got any questions, I'll answer them. If not, I'm going to get off here and try to figure out where I'm going to put these mini splits and maybe work on that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. And let's see. Scott, Rebecca, Devin. I don't think I missed any comments. Well, guys, we'll see you next week. Thank you very much for tuning in. This has been Patrick with MT Knives. Stay sharp.